you have been contacted by an apprentice of Verkin Ferinale, a master archaeologist known throughout Alfheim for his renowned knowledge of history and relics across the realm. If you ever need something kind of identified or clues on where something might be, he is one of the best people and resources to go to find what you might be looking for. And after hearing about the kind of gathering of adventurers, he sent Jeffrey, his apprentice, to the keep to seek out adventurers who could come and facilitate as ambassadors to the Agnar Riders of the Jungles of Kath. After speaking with you guys, talking about what's happening, you've prepped yourself and gone to the keep and are prepping to go this morning bright and early, and we'll be jumping right here. Okay. So, after talking and gathering together, Jeffrey takes you out to the side of the keep with his paper in hand, and he's kind of looking at it going like, okay, the wizards told me that the portal would be somewhere around here. And so he stops next to kind of this archway in front of you. And he looks at all of you and says, okay, which ones... You guys have all been on adventures before, right? Like, or I was told that this is kind of a new process or something that the mages have set up. Who's done what we're about to do, the portal thingy?
Ogbang has.
Ash has been through a portal.
Okay. But you, Snark, and...
Snark has never.
Okay, and Eniram, right? You've never been through this whole portal thing? I'll be honest, I haven't been through the portal either, so this is new for me.
Ogbang has. I've done it.
Oh, you've done it? Is it okay? Are we going to survive? Obviously, you've survived, so I guess that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, just barely. Just barely.
Well, so Jeffrey, he's looking at his paper, kind of like studying it out almost as if he's reading the instructions. He also like pulls out a pouch, and he hands each of you guys a capsule, which he's informs you that he says that what I've been informed is that if you break this capsule at any time, a portal will return you back and kind of, they said, snap you back to the keep here. So in the event that something happens or whatever, if you guys need to get away, just snap that thing. Unfortunately, at that point, if you leave, there isn't a return. So he hands each one of you so each one of you can take a portal capsule. The other thing that he does is after doing that, he has another one that he has one for himself, whatever, and he's like, okay, well, I've never done this before, and he turns around and throws the capsule down at the ground in the middle of this archway, and from the capsule, all of a sudden, this humming vortex of a portal appears through the arch, and he looks through it, and you can see the forests, large trees and foliage kind of shimmering through the doorway. I'm told that the portal takes some getting used to. Is that you guys have been through it? Is it pretty intense?
I mean, I'm fine, but as usual, Ogbang just keeps stuffing mushrooms into his mouth, and he's like, "This is just sort of my preempt. This is how I make sure I'm ready to go." Yeah, I was fine.
Okay. Well, then
Snark holds up his capsule and looks at it carefully, and he asks. He says, "Is this how my return capsule works? To smash it the same way?"
I believe so. I don't think you have to throw it on the ground. I think you just break it, but I don't know. This is all new for me. I walked here.
Snark approves.
Yeah, Ogbang says, whatever you do, don't eat the capsules.
That's for the mushrooms.
Yeah, the mushrooms are good, but not the capsules.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to give everybody one mushroom if that's cool. I'm going to make sure everybody
Yeah.
at least has one.
That's fine. And do these mushrooms do anything?
It's up to the GM. We've played it where if you wanted to, they could heal. The dice is up to you. We've had it where people have insanity. There's a chart that you can roll on, a mushroom chart. It's kind of dealer's choice. However you want it. We've been doing it as a heal thing, but it's like one heal point.
Yeah. Let's keep it that. So 1 mushroom equals 1 hit point.
Cool.
Very good. Snark puts that mushroom along with the one that he got when he was in the keep.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
At the ready.
Okay. Well,
And I've been starting with like 10. Is that cool? Or do you want me to change my number?
No, that's fine. Probably start with 10 and then hand out 1, so now you're down to essentially 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Jeffrey kind of looks at you guys and goes, "Well, I guess here we go." And he walks through the portal, and you see him kind of shimmering through the veil of the energy, and then is gone.
Ogbang jumps right in.
Nice.
Followed by Snark.
She's right behind him.
And I do scream, "For Gork and Morka!" And I jump right in there. Yeah, gotta make sure I say that.
Okay. Through the portal you go, and out from the hard, stony steps of the keep, you step out into the wet, mushy ground of the jungles of Kath. Together, it's the first thing you feel is humidity. Like you have the dry heat of gray, and you step into this watery area just filled with kind of the roots and the foliage, and you can just feel the water vapor in the air just pressing on against you. You immediately feel damp. It's almost loud, not because of any like one big thing, but just the noise of nature in comparison to the noise of gray is such a stark contrast. After a moment, getting your grounds, the portal behind you snaps shut, leaving you here with Jeffrey, who's looking around, and from a stony kind of boulder, sitting down casually, steps up a very well-dressed man who kind of rises up to greet you, and he says, "Welcome. It seems the mages have better accuracy than I ever give them credit for."
Welcome.
I'll say, I'll walk up to the group. I'll just say, "How long have you been out here? What can you tell us? What's the happenings?"
Oh,
I heard things are pretty bleak.
Oh no, not bleak. I mean, come on. This is nature. Like, how bleak can it be when we're out on an adventure? My name's Verkin Ferinale, and I'm glad we could get a what looks to be a rousing crew to help me in my time of need, I guess.
Knockback when he hears
We're happy.
Verkin, immediately his eyes will widen, and he's a little starstruck.
We are happy to help, Master Ferinale. I am Snark, friend of many. Glad to be of service.
Well, Snark, friend of many, I hope to call you friend as well. I'm hopefully this will all be smooth sailing and easy going. Unfortunately, the last team did not have the same luck, but that is kind of the job of adventuring and exploring. The wilds of Alfheim are no joke, but at the same time, what fun would we have if we were all gloom and doom all the time? See the bright side of things, in my opinion. But anyway, thank you. He looks to Jeffrey and kind of like grabs him by the scruff of his neck and is like, "Well, thank you, my dear apprentice. You made a long journey, and happy to have you back. Seems that the return trip was much less tiring than the first." Jeffrey kind of like nods, and you can see that Jeffrey's excited to kind of be back with his with Verkin. kind of, that student and teacher excitement repertoire between them. And so, did Jeffrey kind of explain the situation of what's going on here?
He most certainly did.
Oh, good.
I'm pretty clear on it.
Good. Well, I don't think we'll have to waste too much time. I can gab for hours if you can't already tell. But between you and me, all I'm really hoping to do is if the four of you can be my ambassadors to the Agnar Riders of Kath. I'm sure you've heard of them. They are a very peculiar and interesting group of gerblins, kind of living out here in the jungles. Having tamed many of the Agnar, I mean, that's a feat in itself. That's quite notable. But as long as we can just get in there, be respectful, go about our business, and hopefully we can be on the good side of High Rock. I've had a chance or two to talk with him, but I haven't been able to contact him lately, and I'm too pressed and pulled in different directions to go myself. So I'm sending you, and if you can speak to them, find out where this Temple of Black Song is, I'd be most grateful. And the compensation it seems to be taken care of back with the mages. They said you'd take it, but be aware that if you do this for me, then I will definitely owe you a favor or two. And I've helped many adventurers find treasures and valuables that I'm sure interest you. So favor.
As he says that, Ogbang would definitely get up close and not loud enough for the elder gerblins to hear, but he would certainly say, "I'm looking for the crown of gerblins. What do you know about it?"
The crown of gerblins. I've heard of it. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I can start looking into it for you, and let you know upon your return.
Sounds good enough for me. And Ogbang just starts cleaning his rifle.
Excellent. Well, if that's the case, I've obviously talked a lot, and so I'll leave you to it. Jeffrey and I will return to camp, and Jeffrey, hand them the directions back to camp, if you will. That way they can find their way back. And so Jeffrey pulls out a note and he hands one of you, doesn't really matter who, will hold the map leading back to the camp. It's not too far away from here, and so
Snark will secure the map.
Perfect.
Yeah,
so
I'll say whoever has the highest wisdom should totally take it, because I'm not that.
Okay.
I'm not that either.
You want to do wisdom?
Who's got high on either of those?
Wisdom streak.
Thought somebody did.
I think Eniram said
Somebody-
he has 3 plus 3.
Yeah, somebody's like.
Yeah. That
Mhm.
sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay. So yeah.
Map to the dwarf.
Perfect. So yeah, he hands it off and he's like, "Well, I recommend that you don't spend too much time in the jungle. I mean, bugs and all, but enjoy yourself. I hope you do have a right fun adventure and no one gets hurt. But again, that's a job. But look on the bright side." And with that, Verkin and Jeffrey kind of start wandering back to their camp and leaving you in the forest's edge.
I had a question. Do we see anything on Verkin in terms of his person? Is he carrying weapons, or just how's he dressed?
He is very well dressed. He's in almost like an overcoat, surprising for the jungle, things like that. He seems to have many pockets and things, places for a small journal. He seems to have like maybe a more decorative sword on his, or even like a sword in his cane or whatever. Not that he needs a cane or anything, just kind of more of a. It's surprising. You think of an archaeologist as someone who's like in khakis and the hats, but Verkin is like dressed in fine attire. So
Is it out of sorts?
And he was human, not dwarf.
yes. Well, that's true. I don't think it ever says if he's a dwarf or a human in the book, but probably is a dwarf. I assumed he was human. What do you guys think? Should he be human or dwarf?
I'm fine either way.
Maybe he's half and half. How about that? He's half breed.
Extended family. That's right.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah. Thrice dwarf on my mother's side.
We'll do that. That's perfect. Okay.
They don't talk about it with off-worlders.
Okay. Well, with that, is there anything else you wish before jumping into the jungles?
If we take a look at the map, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say the first thing I would do before is just scout the area one more time to make sure there's nothing peculiar about it. But then, yeah, the map, or if I could also look around if there's any kind of mushrooms or plant life. Are we on the edge of? We're not in the jungles yet, correct?
You might be, a little bit, but yeah, like you're essentially on the edge of the jungles. You're not in deep by any means.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to find out if we are essentially already in Agnari territory, or if there's an area marked on the map that says this is where they hang out.
There is an area. You are about to enter the border of Agnari territory, but there is marked kind of hey, if you travel this way, you'll kind of reach where they like to settle.
Understood.
So Verkin hasn't been in touch with him recently. He said he hadn't spoken to High Rock in a while, so they don't know we're coming or anything like that.
No, he sent a previous party, but that party never returned. And so he doesn't.
Right.
Verkin doesn't know if that party interacted with High Rock at all, or if they met a ill fate before meeting them, or they met High Rock and then met an ill fate. Yeah, he's not quite sure. So he's hoping that you guys can hold your own enough to get in contact with High Rock, get the information, and get out.
Now, as Gerblins, because there's 3 of us in the party, I would assume one of us, and the way I've been playing my characters, I'm sort of a wandering nomad person in search of the crown. But, with these Agnari being so different, and goblins being, so enclosed in their northeastern borders, would we have heard High Rock? What do we know about him, essentially?
Give me a wisdom or an intelligence check.
Okay, maybe one of the other guys. All right, here I go. 15. I was the target. 12.
Nice.
12, yeah. So
Ogbang knows.
Yep, so you know enough about the Agnari to know that their chiefs change hands almost they change very regularly. Unlike the Queen Knife, who's up in the Shum right now, she comes into power, and then everyone kind of rallies around the queen or whatever, and she stays queen for an extended period of time. The Agnari, on the other hand, their chiefs are kind of the latest and greatest. Hey, you just did this really cool thing, and you're now chief. Or you die, and now he's that chief.
That's by popular opinion, not by coup. Is that correct?
Could be both. There have been goblins that kill the chief, and that's pretty cool. So you're now chief. Or
there are the
goblins,
ways.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, or they do something awesome like, you did this grand feat and defeated the T-Rex of the North. You're now chief.
Yeah. So that's what Agna's sort of establishing, is that we're followers, or at least I am followers of the old ways of might makes right. Mm-hmm. So this is more in line of where I would be thinking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's the term, and when they say High Rock, that is a title, essentially. Yes. It's passed. Okay.
Or at least that's the title he goes by.
Yeah.
Not be passed.
If somebody else, okay, but if the next leader comes in, they would claim as High Rock, or they would just go by whatever name, or how does that?
So in this case, I'm just for references. High Rock got his title because he tipped over a high rock on the previous chief. And so he got the title High Rock. And then
as is the way.
and then whoever takes chief over him, whatever he does, he'll get a title based off whatever he did.
Love it. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Well, give me one last. Whoever wanted to investigate, give me a wisdom or intelligence roll, just for
I
investigation.
did it last, but does somebody else want to take it, or do you want me to roll since I did it?
Any
For some
person
reason,
who's-
I'm having
Yeah, I would say somebody
difficulty
higher
clicking.
should go for it.
There we go. Oops, sorry. Now I doubled up.
That's okay. All right. So
It's mod 11. I have no bonus.
okay. So nothing for you, Snark. Ash Sheep, you hit the target. So you find another little patch of mushrooms, and so you can take another mushroom.
Awesome.
Ogbang licks his lips greedily.
Okay. All right. Well.
Ashton has 2 shrooms.
All right. So let's. We're gonna move into the next scene, and then we're gonna move sort of into turns a little bit, so I can make sure that we're hitting everybody. So can everybody give me a D20 roll, and we'll establish initiative order.
Ogbang is enamored with the mushrooms.
Okay, so there's that. Looks like Ogbang right now is 9, and then Snark was 5. I will go at the end just for my own sanity. And then Eniram, are we still coming in okay for you? Is it still? Because if we get, I'm just going to put you at the back until I can get your initiative D20 roll. And then...
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. Just want to make sure you're still good to go. Okay.
Sorry, how do you clear the dice tray
Yeah,
again?
sure.
I'm trying to clear it so I don't keep it full.
So just click on the dice tray and it'll push it back to the side. If you want to clear the dice on it, just wait like 45 seconds.
Okay, just goes away. Cool. Perfect.
Okay. All right, so you guys move into the jungles of Kath, and using the map, you can see that there's, kind of a pathway leading through, kind of following a dried riverbed of the jungle towards your destination. But there are other areas of the jungle that could be explored. Obviously, there might be other things that you can find, and so you can either take your turn, and we'll just do 2 rounds. So you'll either get halfway there, and then another halfway on the next turn, just to go straight there. Or you can step off the path, dig around, and we'll see how it goes. And the person who's holding the map will also just give me a navigation, wisdom, or intelligence check each round, just to see how well the group is progressing.
Good thing we gave it to Eniram, that's for sure.
Yes. So let's start with Ash Sheep. Ash Sheep, do you want to move up the path directly, or do you want to step off and search for something?
How, is there any time pressure, really?
At the
I wouldn't
moment,
mind poking around the jungle a little bit.
At the moment, there is not any time pressure, but obviously the jungles are dangerous, so depending on how you roll, the thing that you do find, it could be either good or bad. So that's a risk.
I think Ash is a little bit curious. I don't know if he's been in a jungle before. So I want to poke around the jungle a little bit, see if I can find anything.
Okay. So we'll...
Can it be wisdom?
Yep, it can be wisdom or intelligence.
Alright, well, I've got a +1 wisdom, so I'm going to roll with that. Not so good.
Okay.
What's a jungle?
What is a jungle? Okay. Give me Give me a D100 roll.
41.
41. Okay. So let me just pull this up real quick. You find buried in kind of the foliage of the thing, you find a very lovely box. Okay. You are welcome to pick it up if you wish, but you find it buried kind of under the foliage. And so
I think I've got to pick it up.
you got to pick
It's
it up.
lovely after all.
It is lovely. As soon as you pick it up and open it, you're immediately kind of enthralled by it. You even go as far as calling it precious.
Oh no. I've seen this movie.
So you found
Alright.
this item, a lovely box. It's to put it down. It's a hard charisma check to put it down. Otherwise, you are holding it, and no one can ever open it. It's completely like your thing, and no one else can know what's inside of it. And I'm gonna let you decide what's inside of it. It's gonna be purely narrative what's inside of it, but that's a secret just for you.
Okay, cool. Alright, so Ash is gonna put the box under his arm and kind of walk back to the riverbed. He's found everything he needs.
Okay.
And the
All
rest of us would see this, or do
Yes.
we not notice this?
Well, it depends on how stealthy he's at, but yeah, you probably see him find something because you're staying fairly close together. But yeah, he is very. If anybody ever tries to like, hey, what's in that? What's it? He like Ash like, no. All right, Ogbang. Do you want to continue on?
I think you said so. If he gets off the path, we have 2 turns essentially, right? So we can spend 2 turns digging, or 1 turn digging, get back on the path, or how do you want to play that?
So if you want to spend your turn, you're digging, but then you'll still end up on the path. Or you can just take it safe and get halfway up. You won't dig anything, but you won't risk finding anything bad.
Oh no, Ogbang was. I don't live like that, so he immediately starts digging.
Okay. Give me a wisdom or intelligence roll.
Oh, you're not. Come on, Gork. Nope.
Okay, give me
That's a 5.
yeah, give me a D100 roll.
Yikes.
18. You found a worn cloak. Again, just kind of buried and covered in moss. Do you want to grab it? You can kind of pull it up, and the moss will come with it, and it'll be kind of matted and wet, but it seems to be still in decent shape.
I'm going to use the tip of my rifle to poke at it and then sort of lift it up at the same time.
So
making sure that my rifle's always pointed at what could be potentially underneath of this thing.
So nothing's underneath, but as you lift it, like you are straining to lift it.
Can I call for other people to come and check it out? Say, hey.
If you want, if they want to take their turn, come investigating it with you.
And it's like giving me a hell of a time trying to pull this thing up.
Yeah, it's heavy.
All right, and Eniram will come help, and I would like to use my if it's okay, if I use my elemental power.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I appreciate it. Get in here.
And then, like, as he's pulling, I'm using the earth, kind of like doing an earth bend.
Nice.
Here, I'm pulling earth.
So
the earth up to
you
bring the stuff out of the earth.
Nice. So with that help, you guys are able to completely expose it, and it is just a cloak, but the fabric itself is just heavier than you'd think it is. Like it's cloth, but it weighs like lead.
Well, there's nothing we've ever seen before. Is it so like? I don't want to put it on, but I do.
It's up to you. You found the cloak. It's about your size.
Damn, it's hard to find stuff tailored for Gerblins, you know. Can I take a wisdom check at it and see if I can?
Sure.
I just don't want it to turn me into a puddle. That's all.
No, that's fine.
Oh,
Nice.
not 20.
Nice.
All right. So something clicks in your memory, and you know what this is. This is a cloak of crushing weight.
Yeah.
It's armor. It gives you +1 defense, but it's hard strength to remove. And while you're wearing it, all rolls are hard. But it gives you +1 defense.
Okay, that's cool. And it's heavy. All right. I'm gonna square that away in my backpack,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna end my turn. Just
Okay.
get back on the path.
That sounds good.
Cloak of crushing weight. Yeah.
Yep, cloak of crushing weight. And I'm dropping these into the chat if you need any exact wording.
Cool.
All right, so Eniram, take a hero coin for coming out and using your turn to help Ogbang.
And I make sure to thank him as well.
Okay.
You loosened the jar for me there. Thanks. You know.
Yeah.
Did you want to dig around as well? Or?
Pass after. What?
Sorry, what was that, Eniram?
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna follow Ogbang back to the path after he
Perfect. And finally,
What's that?
Snark.
heavy
Everyone's
lead
else
cloak.
followed up the path. Do you want to just catch up with them, or do you want to dig around yourself?
Well, Snark is from Eradrum, so he's a little bit different than these mainlanders, and he is going to just find a nice clear portion of the path, go up ahead, and use his turn. Just, Agnar are notoriously stealthy, but they must leave some kind of sign, so he just wants to look, listen, and see what's around down the path ahead of them.
Okay. Give me a wisdom check.
I can't get my... There we go.
I'm sure it will come through a second. The foliage is too thick. You kind of notice it's like any signs that the Agnar would have left. Excuse me. Sorry. Any signs the Agnar would have left seems to just completely be overtaken by the new growth of the jungle. Like even if they stepped here yesterday, the plants would have grown over it the next day.
He understands it's going to be a difficult journey. He's just got his hand on his thump gun.
Nice. Okay, so we'll do one more round, starting back with Ash Heap. Do you want to move ahead?
He kind of pats the box under his arm a little too lovingly and moves on up the path. He's found everything he needs in this jungle.
Okay. Ogbang.
Yes. We could dig for one more turn. You said, right? And just
Yep.
back on the path.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay. Give me another wisdom or intelligence check.
Ah.
Okay.
No, actually eating those shrooms before I came out here.
Give me another D100 roll.
Ugh.
26.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you are digging around in kind of the brush under some rocks and under some bushes, and you lift up one of the rocks, and all of a sudden this thing just envelops your vision and latches out onto your face. And
I have a high dex. Can I do anything about it?
I will let you give a hard dex because you were not expecting this.
No. 15 plus 7.
All right. Okay, so you manage to catch it before it latches on, and you see this chittering parasite scampering around under the bush, and it's looking around trying to potentially latch back on to either your face or another one of your friends' faces. So I'll give you a shot right now to see if you can kill it just with your brain biter.
Okay. Let's go for it. Oh yeah, 19.
You just
we got a live one here, boys.
Now without even thinking, just and it just explodes.
Hell yeah.
So take a hero coin for killing that parasite.
Woo.
Nice.
We've never recognized this, right? This is a totally bizarre jungle creature for us.
This is a very bizarre parasite home to Kath, we'll say.
Cool. I'll call it a facehugger. No IP infringements.
Okay. Excellent. Eniram. Ash Heap has headed up to the path, holding his box. Ogbang just nearly got his face, sucked off and just blasted it with his rifle. The birds have kind of scattered to the sound of his gun. But what do you want to do?
I think I'm going to go ahead and do because we kind of go to a single area of, there's some hostiles here. My thing, I don't hold them pretty, it's like a stone looking shield with a little bit of jade in it. And what I'd like to do is basically cast Elemental Earth on them, and then cast Eldritch Beast on them.
Okay.
And become basically like armed, so that when I'm walking through the forest, I look kind of like a gorilla because they're extended, blocky stone-looking arms, as it were.
Okay. All right. So what I picked up, you're still garbled, but what I picked up was that you're going to cast a spell to kind of pull earth to you, fill your arms as almost a shield, kind of extending them out, toughen them up in case anything else arrives, right?
Yes. Yeah. I would basically look like I would look like a mountain gorilla.
Nice. Okay. Cast that spell.
The arms are extended.
Nice. You got it.
And then plus 5.
Yeah, you're good.
So would you say there's a gorilla in our midst?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. So we'll move you up there. And then you have now that spell for the duration, whatever the duration of that spell kind of is. You can have those arms with you.
Alright, cool.
Alright. Excellent. And then Snark. This is the last chance for digging.
Snark will simply bring up the rear. He's going to give one more wisdom check for perception and then move on.
Okay.
That's flat 10.
Alright, unfortunately, still no signs. And then I'm going to ask Eniram, just to confirm your passage as you guys have dug through, can you give me a hard wisdom check to see how well, as this is all happening, how well you eventually navigate and end up at the location that you're aiming for based off the map.
Okay. And I find that so 13.
So 13, so you needed a 15. So you guys were able to make it, but it was a bit of a trudge. Getting off the path, digging around, getting scared by the parasite really kind of threw off your sense of directions. So you guys were able to make it, but it wasn't as smooth or as clean as you'd hoped. So you're a little off on the wrong foot as you come into the next area.
I have a compass. Would that help us at all?
Yeah. So I guess if you have a compass, what? Who has a compass?
Ogbang.
It depends on if you were helping Eniram, which that check. Would you say?
Oh, yeah, I would totally help him. Seeing him lost, he had to come over to his aid.
Okay. All right. So we'll say that you didn't end up lost. But what we'll say is, with the help of the compass, you eventually get there. But it's almost as if it was a little bit of like, oh, it's right here, and then you kind of surprise yourself into the clearing that you're aiming for. So as you kind of stumble out of the thicker part of the forest, you enter into this this clearing, and what's interesting and more peculiar about this space is the ring of stones, as if they've kind of been set there as a kind of a religious circle. Maybe they have it's not a natural formation by any means, so perhaps you kind of conclude that maybe the Agnari this is an Agnari site that maybe they frequent or visit. All right.
We're still in initiative order.
Yes, we're still in the initiative order. So, Ash Heap, how do you respond to coming out of the jungle into this new clearing?
Ash Heap is still pretty distracted by the box, but he's trying to keep his head in the game. So he kind of looks around at the stones, and he wants to examine them and see if he can find any writing or any clue about the people around here, or see if they're in any danger or anything like that.
Okay.
And I am away from the tabletop for the moment. So can someone roll the d20? I have a +1 to wisdom if that helps.
Okay. So how about Ogbang, since you're next, can you move Ash Heap where you want, where you think he would go, and then Snark, can you roll for him?
Certainly.
Sorry, which one's Ash Sheep? This one?
Yeah. Ash Heap's
No, that's Snark.
Yeah, the older looking one.
It's a mod 11.
Okay. So he looks around and he does not find any writing, unfortunately. That's all right. You're kind of like looking around, and the stone seems worn, mossy, and just kind of there, weathered. Ogbang.
Mm-hmm.
How do you respond to this peculiar sight?
Trying to think, I would probably. So same like him. I think being Gerblins, I would definitely want to see if we see any kind of sign of. What is this? Is this like a circle of power? Is this something we should be cautious of?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would also just have to investigate and look around.
All right. Move to which stone you want to investigate, and then roll your die.
Cool. 17.
So you find scratches and things, signs of like little bits of blood, kind of amongst some of the stones. Some of the stones are more worn than others, things like that. So you kind of come to the conclusion that perhaps this is a regular place that perhaps the Agnari kind of bring the Agnar bring their kills or their hunts back to.
And would I know, since I am a gun priest, is this kind of something that's more religious in nature, or is this just sacrificial, or just like a place where you would skin the meat kind of place?
You feel like it has like it's a hunting purpose. Like it's more utilitarian in that way, not sacrificial or religious. More of a kind of a gathering place for hunters.
Okay.
Okay. Eniram. How do you respond?
Came out using elemental earth. Like standing in the center of this box, this formation, and maybe draw some information from the earth itself in this area.
All right, I heard that you want to concentrate and use some form of elemental earth. Your goal is just to concentrate, or you want
Yes. I would see if the rocks themselves can kind of give me any information.
Okay, give me a wisdom check.
Okay. That would be 12.
That'd be 12. So your concentration is the thing that you figure out is that there are less rocks here than they appear.
Okay. I'm reading information to our group.
Okay. All right.
And the earth lies here.
The earth does lie here in more ways than one. So Snark, with that new information, having found blood, having found signs of hunting and lying.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat it? I couldn't hear everything he said.
For sure. So Eniram used his elemental powers to concentrate in the circle and kind of investigate the stones themselves, getting a feel from them using his elemental sense. And his senses tell him that there are fewer stones here than appears. So the earth is lying.
Understood. Okay. Well, Snark has had an awful tough time navigating this jungle. It's very different from where he's from. So he is going to see if I can get it to. There we go. Move to the periphery of the circle, and just cuddle up in the back to the tree in these roots here and keep watch. And he's going to simply put a charge into his memory ring.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Well, as you guys are all kind of wandering around the stone, you hear the crackling of stone and earth. And from the midst, you're kind of like, you're looking around for a moment, and up from the ground itself comes this Agnar and a Gerblin rider kind of coming up, and you see the tumble of earth kind of falling off of him, and so he's going to do a quick kind of chomp on Ogbang as the closest. As he comes up, he's going to quickly kind of pounce, and as a surprise, Ogbang, I need you to give me a defense save.
So against I have 12, yeah? So you want me to roll?
Yep. So roll you roll d20 plus your defense bonus.
Yep.
Okay.
14. No.
All right, you're going to half this damage. So 3 you're going to take 3 damage.
I'm hit.
Okay, as well as the timer drops from 4 to 3.
And Dex would not have saved me to get out of the
No.
way. Get on that.
No, because, yeah, it was a bit of a surprise.
Jeez,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
I immediately scream bloody murder, and I'm trying to draw everybody's attention to this target, in case they didn't already see it.
Yep. So now you have this Agnar. You have this Agnar Rider in your midst, and it is chomping down on Ogbang. So we'll turn it back to Ash Heap.
Right. Given that this is a diplomatic mission, would Ash get any sense that this is a situation where the writer might be able to be talked down, or is this more of a shoot first and try to patch things up later situation?
That is up to you.
That's all we don't know. Trying to glean that for days.
Right. All right. Well, Ash is gonna try to rely on diplomacy first, and run up to the writer and kind of say, "Hey, we're here to help. We're friends." And try
We're to negotiate.
use the situation a little bit. So I'm back. I'll go ahead and roll this one.
Yep, give me a charisma. Whew.
Ooh, nice. I got +2 to charisma, so
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
30-20.
20.
Well done. Well
All right.
done.
So this rider immediately kind of stops chomping, and he pulls on the reins of the Agnar. And he points at you with the spear, and he's like, "You are trespass." You know, in his thick Gerblin kind of accent that's you catch every couple words, comparatively, almost like a Goblin Creole. We'll say. Just imagine that.
Love it.
Just he kind of like points to you and is like, you are trespassing in our hunting grounds. It makes you it makes you pray, kind of a thing. Like you've wandered into our killing circle.
Okay. So Ash wants to kind of tell him that, like, we respect you and your traditions and your customs. We're just strangers here, and we're trying to establish a connection with your tribe. So that's kind of his move here.
Okay, so your diplomatic talk has at least paused his affront. So that gives Ogbang a chance to react in whatever way he will.
Right.
And when I was attacked, what part of me was attacked?
Just you in general.
Like general
kind of chomp. Oh, by the way, Ash, take a hero coin for that diplomatic success.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Excellent work.
Nice.
Yeah. So Ogbang will stifle his anger for the moment. Put away his rifle, throw his hands in the air, and say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" I'll start to recant the tales of Gorka Morka and the old ways, and how I'm one of those followers, and how might makes right. I understand that this is, a sacred ground. We did not mean to trespass either. We come here, humbly requesting an audience, with, what's his name?
High Rock.
High Rock.
And after watching the Gerblins kind of talking over, I approached behind them and I asked them, the Agnar Rider, if they need any tools to be made, tools to be fixed, because I introduced myself as a knight from the Order of the Knights of Arda, and that's something that I do, is I try to help, help cultures and villages out by building tools and anything like that. If he needs anything like that, and if he's willing to take us to High Rock, I will offer them my services.
Do you come across do you come across saying you'll do that through magic or through physical means?
I can do it by either or. I have a mentor's kit, and I also have my wood shaping ability from my magic. So, what's the impression I get from him as far as
you're gonna have to give me a wisdom check on that, and then decide: is it gonna be? Are you gonna approach with magic, or are you gonna approach with physical?
I'm going to make a wisdom check to see if I can read him.
Okay.
Come on. Why isn't it going out there?
It might take a second, but that's okay.
Alright. Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
There it goes.
All the dice.
All right, so we're gonna take that 6 since the first one.
Yeah.
So you're not quite sure. He's holding the spear. He's kind of like bouncing back between all of you. He's on edge because you've now essentially surrounded him. And the Agnar is
totally. Yeah, as a Gerblin gun priest again, I'm going to step in and I would want to help him as much as possible. Ogbang has a strong feeling that they are not fans of magic, but I would definitely want to try to help him to see if I know anything about that, coming from Thusham and knowing what I know as a well-traveled gun priest.
Yeah, so give me a whiz check.
Is the target going to be okay? So 12. Okay.
Yeah, still 12.
I know nothing.
You're still a little jarred from that bite. The Agnar bite is not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, I have my hand on my neck as the blood is just splurting out. Just like I'm fine, it's good.
I'm gonna do like the I don't know, that move where like a monkey will raise his arms and back up. So because I've got my big old gorilla arms.
Oh, you're a monkey. That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna make myself out of the way, like kind of back up, but do that like just like big old arms and just like trying to remove myself from the Agnar rider. So.
Okay.
Was the Agnar rider taken aback that he sees a giant monkey talking to him about missionary helping and stuff?
Probably a little bit. I think he's a little more like still coming to terms with whether or not he's going to try to kill you or not. Just in general.
Yeah, really, it's just my arms that are really like they look like rock golem gorilla arms. For the rest of me still
Gotcha.
Still like a dwarf. It's just my arms are really big. So
definitely odd. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we've got a little bit of diplomacy, a little chaos going here. Snark, you're in the background.
Snark!
Snark quietly charges his ring.
Nice. Okay. So with the diplomacy, we're going to drop the timer by 2. Okay. See if I can snag this. Here it is. Okay. Whoop. Another Agnar rider appears, as does one more.
Ooh. I still have my hands in the air.
Okay, they do not chomp at you. They kind of like rise up and they start like chittering at each other. It's like you can imagine they're saying like, "What are you doing? Like you're ruining our ambush. Like you should like what are you talking with these guys? Like just kill them." But they're like, "No, they're and there's a little bit of haggling going back and forth between them.
Would any of us, being Gerblins, maybe know this dialect or be able to decipher what they're saying?
So yeah, you probably pick up on some of it. It's really kind of in their very quick tones that's what they're kind of discussing. Is they're like starting to hash and argue with each other. Of like one of them is like really aggressive and be like you should have killed them. Like you should have just bit off their head. The other one's like, but they want to meet High Rock. Like they're just like the other ones and da 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 da. And like so they're debating with one another.
I'm guessing we probably pick up more from tone than we do from actual translation.
Yeah.
Ogbang would like to hold up a red cap, one of the most juiciest ones I've been saving, and I'm gonna hold it up and just say, point to it, and go Gorka Morka? Question.
All right, give me a charisma roll on that one.
Oh God. If it ain't Dex, it's gonna be tough. Oh, not 20. Hell yeah.
Boom. They're
Gorka Morka provides.
they're arguing.
Oh.
Just immediately stops, and they just like look to the mushroom, and they're like, and like, you know, the Agnar just kind of like breathing. Not they don't pay too much attention, but they like the goblins go silent, and all you hear is the breathy chomping and like drooling of the Agnar as they look to the thing, and then they're immediately like just drawn to it. And
I pull it back, and then I go no, and I say hi rock, and I point to the mushroom again, and then I show it to him.
Okay. So they kind of like look at each other, and one more kind of crawls out from under the stones, and they kind of look around, and you're now surrounded by these 4 Agnari riders, and their Agnars are just kind of standing above you. You probably all come up to like the Agnar's chin, at least, except for the dwarf. You probably come up to like the top of their mouths. But they kind of look to each other and go, "All right," but they want the mushroom, and they kind of like pull back their spears.
I'll hand it to the one that originally I was encountered with, the one that slashed me up good.
Okay. So he looks at
Down
it and just downs it. And the other one's kind of like angrily at him, like da-da-da, and one of them even like smacks him with the spear. And they kind of look to you, Ogbang, to be like, the rest of us?
Yeah, I'll give them each one more.
Okay.
So, I'm down to 2.
All right. So at that, they all seem to relax, and they pull in the reins, and then one of them kind of like says, "All right, come with us. Hyrock will speak to you like he spoke to the others."
Oh, thank you. I'll do a lot of over bowing.
Okay.
And I was like, Gorka Morka, just praise Gorka Morka.
So,
Eniram, at the sound of him saying, like the other ones, I kind of look at the rest of the girls of our party and be like, kind of try to subtly like, okay, so the people we were looking for made it this far, so let's, like, that's maybe as far as they made it, so we got to be careful when we go see High Rock.
Okay. Well, for everybody getting through that with only one, you guys got through that. Everyone, make sure that you have a hero coin if you don't already have one.
Thank you.
Sweet. I already have one, but
you kept a level head when you got surrounded by Agnars.
Praise Gorka.
Okay. So you guys start heading with the lead of the Agnars. They've kind of surrounded you because obviously they're not stupid and just gonna like kind of let you wander. So they'll kind of take you and encompass you within their hunting party and start marching you back to their kind of their tribe's home, kind of their little village. And so eventually, like, you get there, and it's you hear the drums, you hear the chant, you hear the whole rigmarole of a Kerblin village. Everybody's like in huts or in tunnels or in little hovels and things like that, and eventually they kind of like lead you through the village up to this main central point, and torches and drum beats are going, and they're sitting on probably one of the biggest Agnars you've ever seen is High Rock.
Oh yeah.
And
whoa.
And they kind of line you up in different spaces at this pond, and so everyone's kind of like standing separate from one another and kind of awkwardly kind of standing before before High Rock, and their other goblins are kind of like chittering at them until he kind of like calls attention and reaches out, speaks out to you guys and says, "What brings you to our land and to our jungle?" And so you'll have a couple turns to kind of just talk with him and see what you guys can gather, or how you guys want to go throughout this little scene. Will probably take 2 or 3 turns at most. So this little conversation if needed. So we're not going to go in specific orders, but if you have something to say, we'll chalk you down for one round to move on to everybody else, and then make the round come back around. So anyway, so Ash.
Ash does want to step forward, and I've got a little item interaction to run past you.
Okay.
So I have this Tunic of Generosity, which compels me to give away gear.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a newly found lovely box, which is hard to put down. Ash also believes that this is his new, most prized possession. So his theory is that to give this box to the chieftain would be the highest act of goodwill imaginable.
Uh-huh.
So I would like to try to present this box to the chieftain and say, we discovered this treasure on the outskirts of your jungle, and we are here on behalf of Verkin Ferinale, the archaeologist, who I believe you know, and he would like to uncover more treasure.
Okay.
Strengthen ourselves, strengthen our clans. And
Okay.
I'm going to need someone to make me a D20 roll. I've got a +2 to charisma. I don't know how the Tunic of Generosity will affect the lovely box, but I want to try it.
Okay, go for it. Let's see what you get.
We need somebody to make the roll for me.
Oh yeah, Snark, you want to do that?
Sure.
You got a 2.
Oh, sorry, man.
Hero coin.
That's awful.
Yeah, you can spend a hero coin if you wish.
Oh, yeah. Let's spend the hero coin.
Okay, you want to
So
re-roll?
add D12 or reroll, your choice. It was a low roll, so averages are going with the D20.
Yeah, let's just re-roll it. And I've got a +2 to charisma.
Oh,
No. Got a 4, so +2, you got a 6. So that lovely box is like you try, the tunic is compelling you, and that box is like no, and you just kind of like clench back into yourself and like it's mine. And so because of that roll, what we're gonna say is that the lovely box is more compelling than the tunic is. It's like the tunic has a better hold over your generosity, and you are still willing, you still are compelled to give out other things except for the box. Okay.
Cool.
And High Rock looks at you kind of like, and he just is very kind of off put a little bit by that attempt. It's like, okay, excellent though. That was a fun story moment. Ogbang.
yeah. First thing I want to detect is when he's speaking to us, is he speaking clear Gerblin, the language we're speaking and what we know, or
He's
is
speaking much clearer than the rest. He seems to be a little bit more,
Worldly.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll come in with basically the same flourish as before, and I'll start singing his praises as, High Rock, the highest of rocks that could have ever been dropped on any opponent, and how mighty he must be to be on such a grand Agnar. And just, as much as I possibly can, just butter this guy up. And before I even mention any kind of humans coming into this territory and stuff like that.
Okay.
So just sort of what his reception is to that.
Yeah, give me a charisma roll.
Oh God. Oh, 8. I'm not good at this. Can I use Dex? Oh, can I do some acrobatic flourishes with Dex? I'll do backflips, head spins.
Go for it. Well, if you want to add that touch into it.
Please. Oh yeah. That's
All right.
+7.
So you've got a little bit of a faulty.
Diplomacy breakdance.
Oh yeah, totally. Windmills galore.
Nice. So again, a little confused, but he only has one real question for you. Is, are you Thamush or Thashum?
I will not claim the old. I will basically tell him that we are followers of the old ways. That we are. Well, I do speak for at least for one of us, right? Because who was it? It was Snark that was had the moment, the crisis of faith.
I think that was Ash.
It was Ash? Yeah, Ash. Sorry. So, I'll definitely point to him, and I'll say, we are followers of the old ways. The best ways is right.
Mm-hmm.
The ways that would have elevated him to the position of a high rock, and how we, totally accept that. But I don't want to say either or. I'm just going to say the old ways.
Okay. All right. He'll come back to you on that one. Eniram. How do you
Yeah, I'm gonna approach him. My giant gorilla arms they turn back into shields, and so I use my regular just dwarven arms, and I pull out my mender's kit, like all my tools, and I present them to High Rock to let them know, like, I'm willing to offer my services to repair anything that you may need to put Ferinale into a high standing with you, and maybe negotiate some sort of trade routes so that we can have a relationship. And as a goodwill offering, I'm willing to fix whatever he needs me to fix.
What I need fixing cannot be fixed with a hammer or nail. What I need fixing can only be fixed with a spear and with teeth.
I'll
look up at that. Yeah, I kind of look behind me to my goblin companions. I'm like, I feel like we could do that for you.
Yeah. Ogbang takes out his rifle and just kind of starts polishing it.
Okay. So yeah,
be like, we could do that for you.
Snark.
As Snark charges his ring, he continues to just talk through and say, "Exalted High Rock, I am Snark, friend of many. I come from the land of Eradrim, off the mainland, far away, and it is my honor to be in your presence." And he holds his thump gun in a non-confrontational way before him and says, "This is my fire spear." He pats the keg on his back. He says, "And this is my fire powder. Perhaps some of this can also fix your problems."
Perhaps the boom powder and the guns could be of use. But
and that is a
6
extra bump.
Nice. But how many of you are hunters?
Ogbang will laugh and say, "Is there anything else?"
Well, I will. And he kind of starts looking at you, and you can see that he's kind of relaxing a little bit. He's still a little wary of all of you, but he kind of looks at it. He's like, "I will offer the same thing that I offered the previous group, the other humans that came by. Verkin is a friend, but I I have no time for treasure hunting. We are plagued with a monster.
Go on.
So he tells you that recently a wild Agnar has gone mad and has killed its entire herd.
Mm.
And it has made portions of the jungle completely inaccessible due to the likelihood of death. It kills everything it comes across. It kills every Agnar. It kills every Gerblin. It has killed, anything. And anytime we face it, it just can't be killed. And so I know what Verkin seeks. I know of the place. But if you can kill the Agnar, I will show you and tell you where. I will show Verkin where this place is. And that is my price. Because I have nothing. I cannot deal with diplomacy and petty squabbles from outsiders until this is taken care of and protect my people.
Understood. A more than reasonable bargain, Exalted Hierarch.
Okay. All right. So this next round, if there's any questions you have about that, otherwise, if you ever want to just like, hey, we're off to go, you can call it, and we can head off to.
Oh, Ogbang has some questions.
Okay, we'll start with Heap, just to. If he's available, I know he's going to step out for just a minute or two, but if not, we'll jump to Ogbang and maybe come back to Heap. So Ogbang.
Yep. So we had kind of a thing before. You said you were going to come back to me about sort of what I asked me.
He is still very curious if you're going to claim the Shum or the Mush.
Now, when I said, followers of the old ways, that I kind of gleaned any information from him, that his face light up, or when he mentions Thashum or Thumish, does he give off any kind of expression that would tell me one is more pleasurable than the others, or?
I think in most things, I think he's pretty happy that you called out the old ways, and I think he just wants to know if you are going to fall on one side of the fence or not.
But he definitely is demanding essentially an answer. He wants to know one or the other. So kind of going neutral with him is not going to.
Well, you could stick with neutral. He's just seeing kind of where.
Yeah, I'll tell him what I'll do is I'll hold up this, the brain biter. And I'll introduce him. This is the brain biter, and I'll show him my rifle that has customized glyphs on it. The buttstock of it is carved with the faces of Gork and Mork, and they're battling each other. It has custom engraving all down the rifle. Everything about it just says these are the old ways, and that might makes right. And with this weapon is how I'm going to show the gods to earn my place amongst them.
Nice.
And there's no other way.
And at that, you see kind of acceptance from Hierarch. That he feels similar.
And then with that, last thing I'll ask him is, I'm really curious about the Agnar, and I'm looking at the creatures, right? And I say, basically, what chance do we have to learn more about these beasts? Specifically, how receptive are they to new riders?
It takes years and training from birth for these Agnars to accept riders. This new Agnar is an old, wild one, and its domain and its hunting ground has always been on the edge of the forest and the Deadlands.
Yeah, and then I would also try to glean this. Basically, is there anything that the Agnar, above all else, that they would want to eat? Are they more like carnivorous? Do they eat more fungoid stuff?
Oh, meat. They eat flesh.
And then any particular kind of meat?
No.
What is their favorite delicacy? Anything?
Anything.
Something they can't resist?
Like no, just about anything that is dying. They are
Dying. Yep.
anything that is dying is their particular interest.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that should be.
Perfect. Eniram, anything you want to add?
Nope. I'm ready to go. Seems like I'm getting the impression that we have to go kill this beast for High Rock, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of preparing myself to wait to go do that. So
Nice. Okay. Snark.
I'm just trying to
Sorry.
sit back and I'm just trying to sit back a little bit and let the Gerblins interact with each other. Make sure I don't do any sort of cultural,
That's fair. That's
I would want to introduce, and I would also have introduced him.
Mhm.
As Eniram, I would say he's honorary Gerblin.
Very nice. All right, Snark.
He's partaken of the shroom.
Yes.
Oh, and I do want to present one shroom as well. Sorry, to the king as well.
Okay. And he pops that in, and he's like, this is very good.
Oh, it's the best. It's you're eating the embodiment of Gork and Mork. How could it not?
Okay. All right, Snark. Now we're to you.
I continue to give one more bump to the ring,
Whew.
and as I do, I say, "Exalted High Rock."
Oh no.
As I said, I am Snark, friend of many, and now I am friend to you. I pledge my allegiance. I have but one question. You have told us about your Agnars and the ones you ride. They are raised from birth along with their riders to form a bond. They seem exceedingly well behaved under your control. Is there anything that you can tell us about wild Agnars? Anything that they might anything about their behavior or what they might be susceptible to or afraid of?
That is an excellent question. Most Agnars fear flames and fire. This one in particular we have attempted, but it seems to be resistant. It does show fear to flames, but it also does not fear harming itself by the flames.
Understood. It is the bravest of wild Agnars, I understand.
So yes, flames.
Thank you, Exalted One.
Welcome. All right. So with that, you kind of can finish up the round table with High Rock. You kind of talking through it. He gives you kind of some direction of where to go, and kind of send you on your way. And this trek through this forest is not arduous. You're going deeper and deeper and deeper into the jungle. You can tell that you've left primarily like cultured, kind of cultivated jungle by the Agnari, and you've now entered the wilds. And eventually, you see, even in the distance, like you see the plumes of smoke, the air, and this things, and the guides that kind of have guided you along have told you that you're nearing the border of Kath and the Deadlands and the Charred Wall, even. And eventually, you come upon this kind of canyon gully with a waterfall in the background. You can see little bits of the wall kind of rising up in the air off in the distance, but you're mostly surrounded by stones and boulders in this river, and you just smell the rotting smell of flesh and corpse, and you can even see it splayed across the ground, different carcasses and blood splatters, and even filling some of the water, kind of dripping into it as well. And so I'll give you guys each a turn to set up how you wish.
Mhm.
And then as we do, let's re-roll initiative. So everyone just roll a d20, and then we'll do that, and then set up.
Nice.
Okay, so we just kind of resettled in there.
Right.
So Eniram, kind of feel free to
All
move
right,
yourself, place yourself however you want.
Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to basically recall up my golem battlesuit, essentially. So I need to cast Elemental Earth, and this time, as I do that, my shields kind of incorporate. I kind of pull some of the earth from the area around me and boulders, and the shields kind of become like the chest part and then the back part, and I become a really tall golem, basically battle suit. And I'm going to play off of the psychic energy of the group, and the battle suit looks very much like Gazkul Thraka.
Hell yeah.
So, so it's very Gerblin orcish like, because of the psychic, basically just the psychic energy of my group has kind of formed this battle suit style to look like that. So now I'm, giant, basically a rock golem with my head sticking out so that you guys can still hear me.
So two questions. One, how does that affect your defense? And two, how long does it last?
It lasts. It's basically just elemental beast, which is a heart, and then the defense is if you want to let me use bow shields, I'm at 20. If not, then I'm at 17.
Okay, we'll do the two shields for 20. So we'll just leave it at 20.
Okay. So, and then it's just an extra heart, and then when that heart disappears, the golem disappears. So
sounds good.
It's like 10 temporary hit points.
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. Love it. All right. Ogbang, you get a moment to set up.
Oh yeah. So these corpses that we see laid around here, are they what you would say dying? Are they fresh, or they have been here for a while?
They have been chewed on, and they're just thrown about. It's as if someone took a beast, shook it, and then chunky bits flew off, and then got chewed on some more, and then got chewed on some more, and so all of these are just rotting flesh.
Okay. And then I wanted to kind of see what's sort of going on in this little temple-y looking thing.
Mm-hmm. So go for it.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say that's you definitely start hearing more noises and more scratching and breathing, and so you feel that's where it's going to come from.
Sure. So at the base of that door there, I'm going to take out one of my traps, and I'm going to put down a hunting snare, and I'm also going to cover it with some of this fire-starting oil that I have.
Uh-huh.
And then these carcasses, and you said none of them are really fresh, right? So we'd have to. Okay. So I want to do that and just kind of lay the trap out, and then, if there's possible, to see if there's a vantage point that could be climbed.
So any of the stones could be climbed with a hard dex, and then you can make it up a little bit and climb up the stones and kind of like there. The other thing that I'm going to need is I need you to give me a dex stealth check, just to prevent the Agnar coming out right now, which he's going to.
Not 1 plus matter.
It's still a 1. So before Ash and Snark get a chance to respond,
on the ground, or am I placing it?
I'm going to let you have it on the ground, but you were still at the door.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking down, and then all of a sudden something is coming at me. Yikes. Cool.
How far away from us right now?
He's probably a far range.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So this guy is going to come out, and he's going to try to chomp at you with an 8, but that's not enough.
And then he immediately steps out onto the trap.
Yes.
Okay, so the trap will immobilize any target that steps in.
Okay. All right. So he's
Do-
gonna.
Here.
It's a tar trap, so it's basically covered in a sticky goo.
Got it. Okay. So he'll have to resist with strength to try to break out.
Did Ogbang make? Did you make like noise or anything like that to let us know?
I was
like,
trying to be quiet, but apparently I fumbled and I must have farted or something because I rolled a nat 1. He just came a running.
Okay.
All right.
So he's stuck in place, but he's gonna thrash his head, and his horn's gonna come down as well on you.
Okay.
And he's gonna
Does the
hit.
trap do any damage? Sorry, does the trap do any damage when it hits him?
Sorry.
This is just a mobilization trap. I have one that does damage. That was not what I
Okay.
used. I immobilized
Just
him.
immobilize him. Okay. So
Sorry,
he's
no,
stuck-
this is a hunting snare. Yes.
Yeah.
So 1 damage to him is what he would take from trapping it, hitting
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
trap.
So you see it bite into his flesh, but it does not phase him at all. He hits you with a 21.
Okay.
And hits you for 3. What was it? Let's go with 3 damage. That's what my notes are. It knocks you back from this horn. And I need you to roll a death save, or you
And
lose a
dex,
piece.
can I use dex at all to try to run out of here?
Go for it. Give me a dex save, or otherwise you need to lose a piece of gear.
Nope, I'm good. 13 plus 7.
Okay, but you do still take the 3 points of damage.
Yeah. Oh, and then we have time before when we were setting up to kind of heal back those 3 that I had lost earlier?
Yeah,
Or
that's
is this
fine.
3?
No, that's fine.
3 total. Copy.
Yeah, you
All
can
right.
heal. You can heal back up. You had time to
Okay.
walk.
So I don't take the damage, but I am knocked back in here.
No, you do take the 3.
Yeah, I'm sorry, take the damage, but I
Do not lose a
The-
piece of loot.
that's what it was, a loot.
Yes,
Copy.
yes, yes.
Just writing it down.
Nope. Yep, you're good. All right. So Ash Heap.
All
Ash
right,
Heap-
so
Yep.
the creature's stuck in the tar trap, right?
Yes.
All right. There's also flammable oil around it.
Poured all over it.
All right. I have a flare. Can I run up and throw that flare and try to catch the flammable oil on fire?
Go for it.
All right. I'm gonna pull that flare out, run up, chuck it towards the trap. Is that dexterity or?
Yeah. Throw dexterity to land where you want it to.
Okay. All right. Got a +4 to that. Nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So you start. You go up and throw the map, the flare. It lands in the oil, and it immediately alights. And his foot and everything is now kind of caught in that flame. And his flesh begins to start burning as he's underneath that trap.
Nice. I'm gonna run up there and yell to Ogbang, "Get back!"
I'm slightly enamored with the flames. You can just see him glistening. His goggles like, oh, okay.
Okay, excellent. Snark.
Okay, Snark, back here, whips out his boom tube. He quickly judges the range and azimuth to the Agnar, seeing that it is both currently on fire and in a tar trap.
Mhm.
And that is going to be a hard aim. And I am +4 on my dex.
Okay.
Okay, that's only an 11. So I use that magic charge,
Mhm.
and that's going to be +18.
Okay. So you
And
hit.
if it is going to be a hit, but it's going to be a hit in 1d4 rounds because of the indirect fire. I say, look out, brothers!
Okay.
Oh, I look out.
And it's coming down in 3 rounds for triple ultimate damage.
Okay.
What was
Alright.
that called? What? too.
Boom tube.
Boom tube. Okay.
It's a goblin mortar.
Oh yeah. So Ogbang will immediately take out his squig skid notebook and start writing down "by boom tube."
Okay. So that's
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. So that's coming down in 3 rounds.
That's correct. And the only other thing that I will do if I can use movement.
Yeah.
Can I get as far as where that skull is? I assume that's still at far range. I can't. I'm guessing from the perspective.
Yeah. You could probably get pretty close there.
Okay, I won't be able to determine what it is until next time, but I'm going to move and relocate.
Okay.
I can get kind of over there-ish.
Very nice.
That's my turn.
Okay. All right. So now it's back to our mad Agnar. He's going to try to break free from the tar trap, so he's going to try to break free with strength, and that's a 12. So he breaks free. Just barely. He kind of pulls himself out of that tar trap. And then that's one of his actions, and he's still on fire for or at least a little bit, and the rest of the fire is still there burning. And he's going to launch himself at Ash here, and he's going to try and chomp on you for a 10. Is a 10 enough? Probably not.
No, my AC is 17 with the Tunic of Generosity.
Nice. Okay. So that is going to drop from 4 to 3, and that's it for him.
All right. Okay. So the mortar. How far away did he move from the mortar, or the target zone of the mortar?
He's still fairly close.
Okay.
So he's still within range of that impact, but if
Okay.
he gets much further, he'll move away.
Okay. And is he? What's his range from me right now? Is he? Am I going to be able to get movement and then engage him, or do I need to do a
No,
cool element?
You can get
Okay.
there.
Okay. So, as he's coming out, Eniram comes lumbering in his giant suit, and then kind of reaches over, kind of jumps over Snark, and then smashes into the ground, and a basalt pillar kind of punches up out of the ground and tries to smack the Agnar. I'm going to do the move is called Atom Palm.
Okay.
So, dang.
No, not enough. It'll be easy if you do it again next time, though. Or you can use a hero coin.
All right. You know what? I'm going to use the hero coin.
Just add to it, maybe. Right? What you? Yeah, perfect.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
And then
Because he could have spent the hero coin to just add flat 12, right?
Yes.
Wasn't that
D12.
oh, is it?
D12.
Oh, it's flat 12.
A D12.
Oh, it's good. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'll just reroll it. And then the damage is 10, and it's 11 damage.
Okay.
That it does.
So that pillar slams into him, and some flesh kind of tears off, and you hear him cry and shriek. But then you see there's a glowing brand that starts to kind of emanate, and some of the flesh starts to reform, not perfectly, but it starts to kind of cover back up some of the flesh and the bones, because you see that the flesh is just kind of rotting on his frame. The teeth are yellowed, and there's snot and tears coming from his eyes and from his mouth, and this is not a healthy looking Agnar, but his flesh is regrowing as that thing on his forehead starts to glow.
Okay. Since I'm seem to be the closest one, I think I've been the first one to actually be up close on it. Well, I guess it's not got bit, but I try to, as I'm basically manhandling against this Agnar, I'm trying to yell out to them like, "This thing is magic. It's not just, it's not alone. There's something's glowing on it." And
Nice.
so,
Okay.
I think that my turn.
Perfect. Ogbang.
So let me see what I'm gonna do. I don't want to get close to that damn thing. So I'm going to do two things. Well, he's right on top of it, right? Eniram is literally adjacent to this thing.
Yes.
Yes.
And so is Ash.
Okay. Trying to think. I have some junk oil, which apparently is flammable and slick.
Yes.
And I want to pour it on it, but I don't wear these guys up. So I'm thinking, what I'm gonna do is
Feel free to climb on top of me if you need to.
yeah. And what about who's that underneath of him? Who's that other goblin? Let's see. That's
Ash.
Snark.
That's Ash.
Oh, that's Ash. Yeah. So, and he's far enough away that he wouldn't get hit by this.
He's still pretty close, so if you throw it at them, they are going to roll dex to try to avoid the splash back.
All right. What I want to do is I'm going to kind of uncap the junk of oil, and I'm going to roll it towards the Agnar, so that as it's doing, it's sort of leaving a trail of the flammable liquid.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to land it right near its feet.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So once it's there, sorry.
No, so it's on fire now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Ash and Eniram, can you guys both give me a dex to try to avoid that flame?
Hell yeah.
Natural 20.
Very nice.
That's a 9 for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Eniram my hero coin.
Nice.
All right. Do you want me to re-roll or roll a d12 and add it?
I would add it because you're at a 9
Yeah,
already.
do the D12 on the averages.
Yep.
All right.
There you go.
Sweet.
So no hero coin for me, but saved your bacon because it's a crazy move. And I say, Gorgamorka provides! And then I just let it.
Alright, you can see and smell the flesh burning off this guy and the oil and the flare and the tar. It's just the smoke is filling the air with your nostrils. But you guys are able to avoid the flames that it's currently standing in.
Yeah, and it's also under the slick condition, so
Mhm.
we're talking okay.
Yeah, it won't be able to move exactly where it wants to.
Mhm.
Okay, Snark.
Okay, since I made my way to the opposite side of the battlefield, I mean, my goal is to try to get to cover out of range of the impending
Explosion.
landing of the boom tube, but explosion. But I do want to see if I can pick up that skull
Okay.
on the way.
Okay, go for it. You don't have to worry about picking it up, like rolling for it. You can just pick that up.
Okay.
So you can actually see that it's the bones of probably a horse. It's fairly recent. And next to it, you actually find underneath kind of like a handful of coins that you presume came from the previous group that came through.
Okay. Scoop that up and head for my new hidey hole at elevation.
Okay. All right, and this thing has gone down. It's 2 rounds left. All right.
Did Ash get a turn that round? I think I made a dex save to avoid the flame.
Oh yes,
and then
yes, that was a reaction.
Sorry.
So now it's Ash's turn.
the thing on he's got something on his forehead that's glowing, right?
Yes.
Does that look like something we could pry out or destroy?
So it seems to
Or-
be a rune, a circular rune, kind of branded in magically to his being.
Well,
Let's see.
I think what Ash is going to do is he's just going to pull out his long spear and try to like move himself backwards a little bit while poking the Agnar with the spear. I'm going to try to disrupt that rune if I can. If not, I'll just try to stab at him.
Okay, give me an attack.
6.
No, not so much. That dodging the oil slick made it tough to get that shot.
Yeah.
I'll still hold on my hands and go, Worka provides.
Did you wanna move anywhere, Ash, or do you want to stay where you are?
I will move back a little bit. Maybe back kind of around here.
Okay.
The spear can attack up to near. So I want to kind of stay in range of the spear, but not like
Okay.
too close.
No problem. So this guy kind of he's not moving exactly where he wants, so he's not really going to move anywhere, but he's just going to start spinning. And so both his actions are going to be spinning because he can't stop thanks to the oil. So let's go. Everybody who's probably near. So we're going to say definitely Eniram, and then Ogbang and Ash. I need you guys to roll a Dex save, and so Ogbang and Ash, it's going to be easy, but Eniram, it's not going to be easy.
Oh yeah, I'm good. That's like a 26. Oh, not for Ash.
Make it.
Okay, so Ogbang, you can half this. Everyone else takes 6 damage. Okay, and then roll another one because he's going to keep going. So another Dex save. If you make it, you half the damage.
I've got a +4 dexterity, so that should make it.
Yep.
I'm at 13. I made it.
Okay, so half that for anybody who made it.
I took
It's another 6,
both.
but it will be after.
So how much is that total then for
6,
full
I
damage?
think. 6.
So
Oh,
both.
full. He said it was 6, right?
Yeah, full both of them.
So 12
So-
damage total, while Ogbang and Ash both took 6 total.
All right. So, as I take that damage, the armor, the golem armor, basically gets blasted off of me,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm just a dwarf standing in front of a giant Agnar.
Okay, and because he dealt
Are you
damage,
still fully, sorry, I just want to make sure he's still fully healed because now that he's shed the armor, he's back up to his normal health. Right?
yes.
So,
No.
okay.
Yeah, well, do I take? Well, the normal or the golem was 10, so it was
Yeah, so
12
take-
total. So I took
Take 2.
2 damage. So
Mhm.
So he's at 8.
yeah, man.
Okay, and because he dealt damage, this 3 is going to go back up to 4.
Ooh.
Okay, and that brings us to Eniram.
Okay, I'm gonna spend this turn doing basically a Dragon Ball Z kind of move called Elemental Vortex, and I'm just gonna spend my turn kind of like absorbing the energy of the earth around me, and then my next round will be an added a d12 to whatever
Okay.
elemental move I do.
Okay.
So let me roll. All of my elemental moves are easy. So I mean, I made it because I got a +5 to that. So
Nice. Excellent.
and then I think I'm going to. I guess I haven't played Index Card RPG. Am I considered engaged to the Agnar so that I can't? If I move out, then he's going to get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, I don't play
Or-
attack.
There
of
isn't
opportunities.
one.
Yeah, we don't do attack of opportunities. At least I don't.
Okay.
Let's hear him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm
take this opportunity to like jump back.
Nice.
I'm back there. Yeah. All right. That's my turn.
Okay, Ogbang.
Jesus. I'll say, Ogbang's hurt! -9, so 3 6. Yeah, I'm at 1 HP. Yikes. No, there's no healers in the house, so Ogbang is gonna once again say, Gorka Murka provides, and he's gonna run as far as he can. As high as I can. I'm an expert climber apparently, so I've got all this cool climbing gear stuff.
Nice.
So I would like to climb as high as I can go in a far movement away from this thing.
We'll put you just right there.
Okay. And then while I'm up there, I'm going to start preparing my trap launcher.
Nice. Okay.
Can I eat a mushroom as well?
You can either eat a mushroom or you can prepare your trap launcher.
Oh no, we're preparing. Yep. Nope. Hunger can wait.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Ash Heap.
Right. I'm also sitting on a nice, healthy 1 hit point. I think I'm gonna hold my position. Got my long spear in hand. I'm gonna try to use that to maintain the distance, and I'm gonna use the Master's Skull. Should I assume that that's fully charged up at the beginning of the game, or do I need, I didn't really have a chance to fill it up. So it had 3 hit points left from the last adventure.
Yeah.
I assume?
I'll say it's assumed fill.
Okay. Well then, I'm gonna go ahead and use that as my action.
Okay.
I'm gonna heal back up to full.
Nice. Okay. And you're just gonna stay where you're at?
I'll take a couple steps back. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to withdraw a little bit.
Okay.
Ogbang looks forlorningly at the cup you just drank out of, seeing your bodies just heal itself.
Okay. Snark.
Snark levels the thump gun, and I'm assuming I'm near range where I am right there.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I am +4. That's
Very
a
nice.
hit, I think.
That is a hit.
+4.
Yep.
And that does double gun damage.
Okay.
So I'm at only 3, but add 5 to that for 8 points of damage.
Okay. Again, the slug hits and just blows up part of the fleshy bits, and then the glyph starts to grow, the glow, and that hole starts to reform. Not perfectly, but you see broken bones and rotten flesh. Fill
Understood.
The void.
Then with whatever movement I can, I'm just going to try to move slightly higher on the rock face there.
Okay. Whoop. Excuse me. All right. That's going to bring us to the Agnar. So it's going to get free of the slick. It's going to come up and it's going to focus purely on Eniram. It is going to try to chomp and tear apart. Okay. So not quite. And then it's going to try again. Not quite. Not enough.
Yeah, or Eniram's just basically, he's got his 2 shields, and he's just like...
Okay. That brings us back to you, Eniram.
All right.
Oh, and because he did not deal damage, that drops by 2.
Okay. All right. So now that he's right up on me, and I've been blocking blows, and I've been trying to absorb the earth around me, I'm gonna do like a
basically like a double punch
Mm-hmm.
with my shields and try to hit them. And the shields kind of like, because they're earthy, they kind of punch out like pistons
Mm-hmm.
to do the extra damage. And I'm going to try to, how close is he? I'm trying to keep him in the boom tube range.
Okay.
So can I like push him back into the blast radius?
Yeah, so if you move and angle yourself, you can push him. If you successfully hit him, you can push him back.
Okay. All right, and then it's an elemental move, so it's an easy roll for me.
Nice.
And I add 5 to that, so I do it. And the amount of damage I do is that and that. So 15 damage, and hopefully I knock him back into the radius of the boom tube.
Yeah, we'll say that you do. That sounds awesome. Take a hero coin for that.
Well done. Well done.
Okay.
Right.
Alright, that brings us to Ogbang.
Okay. Ogbang's hurt. Ogbang is going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna aim at that symbol. So I've got a scope, and I'm gonna aim at that symbol on his head, and I'm going for it.
Okay.
And with the brain biter, all bar attacks are easy.
Okay.
+7. Come on. Oh no.
Well,
Wait.
just barely.
I'll give you my hero coin.
Barely got it. Yeah,
What
you
can
got it.
provide?
Welcome back. Yep, and so I slap him in the head with that brain biter bullet.
Nice. Take a hero coin for that.
Ooh,
Deal some
impressive.
damage.
Yes, and this is gun +5.
Nice.
10.
Nice. Again, you just see flesh and bone break off and slowly start to reform.
So nothing happens when the symbol gets struck. We don't see any.
It begins to reform as well.
Okay.
Hmm.
I was like, all right, boys. The head doesn't seem to matter. Go for the eyes, boo.
All right, that brings us to Ash Heap.
What's the blast radius on the boom tube?
Snark.
It is. Check real quick. Sorry.
I think it's all near, but you never know.
It is apparently open to interpretation. It says portable mortar to launch explosives, lands in 1d4 rounds and deals triple ultimate damage, but is hard to aim. Reload with the use of fire keg, takes 2 equipment slots.
Nice. Well, you tell me. Do you think a boom tube mortar would hit all near, all far, all close?
I would only say all close,
Okay.
but you're kind of setting the tone for the table in the campaign, so I'm open to interpretation.
Let's just stick with all close.
Okay.
Since it's hard to aim, it's all close. That way, it makes it so that it's the radius of the explosion matches how difficult it is to aim.
That works.
All right. Well, then in that case, Ash can attack anyone near with his spear. So he's going to run forward a little bit and jab at him with the spear, mostly trying to just keep him in range of the boom tube.
Nice. Okay, go for it.
Nothing.
Okay. Perfect. That brings us to Snark. So let's deal with this boom tube explosion. How much damage does this thing?
Triple ultimate.
Okay,
Hell
roll
yeah.
it up.
Come on, 12.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quick, come provides. Provides again.
That 27 plus 5, 32.
Whew.
You have wild power, right? Does the wild power activate with that?
Oh, yes, I do.
My God.
That's
I
2.
get to add 2 more 12s.
Yep, go for it.
That's,
Roll again.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
11 and 5, so add another 16.
Whew. What's that?
Ogbang just openly weeps tears of joy. His goggles fill up with water, and he has to take them off to drain it, and then put them back on.
Well, take a hero coin, Snark, for that.
Thank you. Snark seriously considers conversion for the first time in his goblin life.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So the explosion goes off. You all like avert your eyes a little bit at the flash and the boom that happens. This stone falls and slams into the base of the waterfall. And when the fire goes out, there's little left of the Agnar, but it is slowly reforming.
Oh my God. Why, you fools?
Um,
Oh my God.
He's only going to get 1 action this round, as he spends 1 to regenerate.
Oh,
You still have an
since
action.
that was
Snark.
actually, I was going to say, my only action in this case was going to be to charge my ring.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm back. I got a 2 in there.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just going to sit right where I am.
Okay, so the timer's going to drop, the counter's going to drop from 2 to 1 as he regenerates. And then he is going to just pounce again at Ash as the nearest Gerblin. And he's going to just try to tear you apart. That is a 23.
That's definitely a hit.
Okay, so you are now trapped in his jaw. The counter is going to go up to 2. And he is going to do ultimate to you each round until you make a successful strength or a defense save. Or are dead.
Oh, man.
Okay, deals 1 damage to you.
Okay.
Make the sign of the shroom.
All right, 1 damage. If he keeps rolling like that, I think I'll be okay.
He's totally reformed. He went full back.
Yep.
Like, do we get any sense that he's like back at the full health kind of thing, or is it like he's a little winded?
I will give you the hint that this counter has something to do with it.
Okay. So we do know that
You're hurting.
taken. That's a thing. We're hurting something. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
You are hurting him, but that glyph is protecting him.
He's got a knife. We need to carve that thing out.
yeah.
Does it look like a brand, or is it? Is it like a brand on him?
It's like a magical brand, so it's part of his very essence at this point. So it's not just a flesh seal kind of a thing.
So yeah, because when I shot at it and directly hit this thing,
Yeah.
it blew apart. The seal just came back together.
Yes.
Will not bode well.
All right, Eniram.
All right. I am going to. I'm going to reform. Actually, you know what? This time I'm going to do. I'm going to cast Elemental Beast. But this time I'm going to have my shields become basically Agnar-like beasts and send them into the Agnar. So, I'm going to roll and see if I can cast that. 7 plus 5. Whew. And it wants easy roll, so it happens. So it does. And I'm going to send them into the Agnar to try to distract them to see if they'll let go of
Oh
action.
boy.
And do we see? And how immobilized is Ash? And
He is completely immobilized.
he's in its mouth as it's like
Yep.
dropping on him.
Yep.
Can I use my movement to get up there and maybe pry? Or-
You can use your movement to get up there, but you'd have to trade your action out.
Okay, yeah, I won't. All right. I'm gonna use my movement to get closer into it, so that.
Okay.
So now it's me and my two Agnar golems harrying the big beast.
Okay. Perfect. Ogbang.
I feel like, I mean, does anybody have an idea of what they think is going on here with this timer?
I mean, metagame wise, the rocks fell down, so I'm guessing maybe something over there, but I don't know. Like in game, no.
It has
How far can we see? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it has gone up every time he's dealt damage.
Yeah, it's got like a bloodlust thing every time we do this. That's why I was like, when we kept him away for a round or mobilized him, that seemed to be the way to go. When you guys are right either next to him or in his mouth, I can't do much. So, how far can we see into the? I see there's like meat, right, and it kind of trails off into the distance there. How far is that, or how far can we see? What do we see in the distance? Can I ping? I don't know, whatever. It's like tab or something.
You should be able to ping, double click.
There we go.
So
Yeah,
you
like
can see that it continues on towards the charred wall of the Deadlands, or there was this waterfall in this area that you could have explored, but now there's a giant boulder in the base of it.
That was a damn it. And is that another opening there, right? That's some kind of another.
It's probably a small cave you could probably get into.
Interesting. I don't. Well, would it be a good idea to go into a small, narrow corridor rather than? Well, we don't know the cave. Dang.
We got to get Ash out of there first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I have rope. I could try something with that. I'm thinking. So I have like all this crazy mining gear and climbing gear. So I have these, and I did read up on climbing gear because I obviously know nothing about it. So like, what all these iron spikes and how they're used. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna put in some iron spikes near me, and I'm gonna hammer those into the rock face here, and then I'm basically going to tie. And there's a very specific knot that I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna put this knot on there. That and then I will throw it over to him with one of my grapple hooks.
Okay.
So I'm gonna see if I can kind of aim it and land it near him somewhere.
All right. It's gonna be a dex.
All right.
Come on.
Yep. +7.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So, Ash, on your turn, it's gonna be easy.
All right.
I was like, "We're getting you out of there." Corkmore provides.
All right.
Hey, Ogbang, did you use my hero coin on your 2 roll?
No, I never
Okay.
did. I saved it. Yeah, I got my little.
Okay.
Still holding it. I got 1 HP, so hanging in there. Literally.
All right. So Ash has +7 to defense, but that's from the tunic and his small shield. So it seems like it makes more sense to try to roll strength, but he doesn't have any of that either.
You can
So-
you can roll defense or strength.
All right. Well, defense is the only thing I have a plus in, so here we go.
Nice.
All right.
But it's easy though.
Yep. So you're out.
Oh, it's also nice. All right. So I grab onto that grapple hook and pull myself free.
Yeah. So I tied it up around here somewhere. So if you can head towards that direction, I guess, as you pull.
Mhm.
Just trying to get you guys away from there.
So I'll head back this way then. All right.
Nice. Okay. That's gonna be got your action and your move. So now it's Snark.
Snark will go with. Let me go with 4D arcane missile.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to get it to roll. There we go. That's a hit.
Yep.
Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to double.
Oh, you're good. So
And
was-
let's see what we get. There's a 10. And I get to double that one.
Whoa!
Nice.
Another
Yay.
10. And I get to...
You get to add again because you have wild power.
Let's see what else I get. Come on. Sorry, it's not rolling real well for me.
That's okay. It will come through. So far you got 20, plus any magic effort.
Whew. Oops, sorry, it doubled.
Yeah, you're good.
There we go. 7. 2, I'm up to 29. I got 2 to go.
Okay.
I think 8, 35, and one more if I can get it to behave. There we go. 41 points.
Oh, again, you just completely roast this sucker. He's gonna have to spend a turn regenerating from that, but or spend an action regenerating for that. But you do you just blast bits of flesh off of it, and that it glows more and more.
Run away! Run away!
I honestly don't know. Yeah, I feel like if it just keeps performing like the fucking Terminator, we we have to figure out a way out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
This
you
ain't
can-
bleeding.
For my last thing from this high vantage point, I'm not going to move, but I call out to my brothers. Snark is trying to figure out what those objects are. Are they carcasses or
Yes.
shells?
Yeah,
Those are
carcasses.
carcasses.
Yeah.
He says, brothers, the carcasses. He doesn't know, but he's like, it's
Yeah,
something we haven't tried.
Yeah, I did ask about them earlier. He said they
Yeah.
were
They're just,
bones and kind of not really much on it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done. I'm sitting tight.
okay.
Yeah. Also, the original plan was to try to feed it these things filled with oil, but
Mhm.
it ain't going for it. It's going for us. It wants fresh meat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so with it down, it is the glow as it regenerates. It continues to glow, even stronger. You can see that it's pulsing, and the veins are stretching as this magic is straining to keep this monster alive. And it's going to get real frustrated, real angry, and it is going to attempt a double spin thrash against the three surrounding it. So that's a 12 and a 23.
Ouch.
Okay. So
Yeah, the 23 hit.
all right, you would take 9 damage unless you can make a successful dex save.
All right. Yes.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but the counter stays at 1.
Mm. So we just need to prolong it long enough that we can damage it, kill it, it reforms, but then there's no blood for it to kind of heal itself. I would just kind of
The 23 would hit Ash. Do I make the dex save?
No, you're not close enough.
yeah, you're
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
yeah. And I'm trying as much as possible to constantly keep like reeling him in to help him get to the
Yeah.
out of the.
Okay, you guys have another round. I will just so you guys know, like we are a little bit over time what I was planning, so gonna be ratcheting this up just a little bit for the end session timer.
Got it. And did the Agnar golems have any?
I feel like they would
They have-
take the same damage that dealt to Eniram for ease.
Okay.
But do we know how tough they are? Because I mean, are they one
They have-
1 HP? 10 HP or 1 heart, or are they double like 20 or?
No, they're 1 heart. They're
It's
1
all 1
heart.
heart. Okay. So they're looking rough too.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Do we see where those came from?
Those were summoned by their stone elemental beasts.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna try to call out to the guys and just tell them we just need to hold it or immobilize it. That's what I'm gonna tell. Like if we can keep those things on top of it and we disperse, because blood seems to be the trigger here.
Can I? So is it back to Eniram's turn?
Yep. Eniram, sorry.
Can I build a earthen tomb around it? Like, can I basically encapsulate this thing?
You tell me if you have the magic for it.
I do have the magic for it.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So I'm gonna get away as so near, so I can get away,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna turn around and do kind of like Avatar Earthbender stuff, and like bring up a wall of earth and kind of encapsulate this zombie Agnar
Okay.
underneath. Hopefully it works.
Very nice.
And
I'll ask you if you could leave a hole on, like a small hole on the top or something. I have an idea, but if it's closed, I can't do much.
Yeah. I'll leave that up to the DM whether or not I hear you.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So I kind of basically create like a earthen rock tomb to come over it, and then there's just a little, kind of like a little chute in the top.
Like a blowhole.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
blowhole, yeah.
Okay.
So, and, yeah, I try to get away from go as far near as I can and still do that, and then my little Agnars, my little rock golems, kind of follow me.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Sweet. Okay, that
Would you
brings
say
us to...
Oh, sorry.
Go for it, Ogbang.
So would you say that it is now in almost a oven-like state?
Sure.
It's inside of a brick fire oven.
Go for it.
So Ogbang is totally going to use some more of that oil that I have, and I'm going to pour it all over one of my traps here.
Okay.
Expert trap launcher again. I'm going to aim and shoot down that chute, Death Star style. We're going right for the core.
Okay, go for it. Give me a hard dex.
+7.
Nice. You do it.
All right. Pew! Who put this hole in here? The janitorial chute. Yep. Yep. So right down the middle, and then hopefully that thing will still be ignited. Is it still ignited? I should have asked that. I thought it still was a little bit on fire. I know the oil came up, but I didn't hear the fire came off of it,
Yeah.
or that it was still fire trap.
Yeah, we can say it's still on fire a little.
Cool. So hopefully that's enough to kind of make it combust and cook inside of this oven.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll roll for that. So that's going to be the what's trap damage? I don't know. Sort of up to your discretion. I guess it doesn't say just as damages.
Just do weapon.
Oh. Okay. So that's what the D6. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
1.
So it will do weapon
Does the-
weapon every round that it's in there.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Takes 1.
That brings us to Ash.
All right. Can Ash make it over to this to the entrance where the monster came out?
Sure.
Right there. All right. I want to run over there and look inside.
You find skeletons and a bag of coins. So do you want to go for the skeleton or you want to go for the bag of coins?
I definitely want to make a mental note about the bag of coins, but I want to look at the skeleton first thing.
Okay.
I'm looking for some kind of clue about what's going on with this monster.
So the skeleton seems to be an explorer that has been recently been chewed on and eaten, and you can roll a D100 if you'd like.
Alrighty. 10.
On 0. Let's go.
You find a spiked net, something that they were using to trap it. Didn't seem to work well enough because he's dead. but you found one.
All right.
Okay. That brings us to Snark.
Quick question. Since my mage was built using the magic section rules, I normally play hit points as spell costs rather than stun points. Is there stun points or hit points?
I think we've been doing stun points, but if you want to play hit points, like I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm fine with it because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and suck it up as my action and get back to full hit points.
Okay. Sounds good.
Am I able to just traverse further up the face toward the waterfall?
Sure.
That will be my movement then.
Okay.
Does he see anything up there, or is it still? He has to get more to get to the top.
Okay, so he's going to spend his action trying to break free. He got a 16.
Oh, jeez.
So he's breaking free. He's still on fire, dealing damage. All right, we're gonna roll a binary. He's either gonna jump for Ash or he's gonna jump for Eniram. Skull is Ash. Blank is Eniram. Blank. Okay, he's just gonna try to chomp. He got 23.
Oh God.
Oh. I guess I'm dying now.
Yep, and he dealt 10 damage.
Yeah. I am
But
dying.
wait, I'll give my hero coin. Let him reroll or get a bonus or something. Just anything to stop him.
So you can use on the dying since it was just an attack on me. The one thing you'll see though is that the glyph is gone.
We cooked it off.
Nice.
But he is attacking Eniram, and so now it's back to you guys. And so on Eniram, I need you to roll a d4 for your dying timer.
Would my hero coin have helped him, or no? I didn't hear the answer to that.
If you wanted to use the hero coin, he could re-roll the dying timer.
Okay, no, he's perfect. He got a 4.
Yeah. Okay,
Well done. Well done.
Nice. Corker, provides.
Okay. So at Eniram, give me a d20 roll and try to pop back up.
Alright.
Okay.
Do I add it or no?
No, just a
No, it's
straight
just-
d20.
Alright.
Yep. So now you gotta roll a d20 every time. If you pop a 20, it's a natural pop, a miracle. Otherwise, everyone else has to kind of get to you and try to revive you in some way.
Okay.
And because you are dying, these guys are going away.
Who's closest? I guess. Okay.
Ogbang.
No, my rope is still there, right? From
Yes.
my grapple.
It's just kind of laying there.
Yeah. I'll definitely tell him that, if I can, just to, grab the rope!
So he's currently unconscious.
He's knocked out.
Yeah, he's
knocked
He's
out.
bleeding out.
Yep.
Ash isn't too far away either.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ogbang, what do you want to do?
Woo. All right. I don't know. He said it takes years to learn how to ride one of these, right? With what age?
But only 6 seconds to jump on top.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. 3 rounds later. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna try to he's unconscious though. I can't go near that thing. I'm so
Can you draw him away? If you
do.
can draw Agnar away, I can run over there on my turn. I don't think I'll be able to do the recovery thing on my turn.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, his
No.
dying timer is low. I mean, is slow,
Right.
so that's good. That's
Right.
good.
Theoretically, we have some time, but
Trying to
do you have a healer's kit?
I tried to get one in the trade. I had to do it. I got mushrooms, that's about it.
Okay.
Thinking if
I
there's
still have a couple mushrooms as well.
Okay.
So if you can draw the monster away, I can run over there and start trying to stabilize an Eniram.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of go up here. I'm gonna use my climbing kit and see if I can kind of. I mean, it's hard to tell like what the distance between here and what that is. I mean, it looks pretty far.
Yeah.
I just want to see if I can. All right, so I'm gonna try to throw the rope over here and see if maybe I get some assistance.
Yeah, go for it.
And just see if Snark or whatever can help me get that rope. And I want to grappling hook up there somehow and see if we
Okay.
could find
Yeah, give me a dex save.
+7. Yep.
Okay, that's enough. So yeah, you can grapple and swing across.
Cool. All right. So I'm trying to stay up there. And we'll say that's my turn probably, right? Because I can't take a shot. But
that'll be your move and your action.
Mhm. Yep.
All right, Ash.
All right. Does this thing see me right now?
No, it is mauling the crap out of Eniram.
Oh man. Does the spiked net do damage? Like, I don't know of any way I could really set it up.
Yep, it doesn't do any damage. It just you throw it and makes things difficult. But then you'd be
Alright,
you'd be
I was
trapping
just-
Eniram in the net too.
Right. Alright, so I want to grab the spiked net and run halfway towards the thing. And then I'll start hollering at it and tell it to come get me. And when if it hears me and drops an Eniram, then I'll wait for it to run towards me and then I'll throw the net at it.
Okay. Yep. So give me a charisma just to see how well you do it.
Alright.
No.
Can't yell loud enough.
Nope. Okay, Snark.
Okay. I would like to climb down as far as I can and head in the direction of my fallen brother.
Okay.
You tell me however far that winds up being.
So if you're trying to do a full far dash, we'll get you to here.
Okay.
Okay. And then that will come back to me. He is going to just tear Eniram apart with an 11 and a 6. So that's 17. So we're going to drop your dying timer twice for each attack, and you are now at 1, Eniram.
And he is being badly chomped on, but he is not restrained or engulfed, right?
No, he's just getting you know.
Just the crap kicked out of him. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so here's the deal. Because he attacked you twice, it dropped you from 4 to 3, and then from 3 to 2. So your dying timer is 2 right now.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to roll a d20, and then it's going to drop to 1. So then you have one more round after that. If he doesn't, if the Agnar doesn't stay on top of you. Okay, so give me a d20 roll.
There it is. Not a 20.
Okay, so you're at dying timer of 1.
Yep.
We could add our hero coin to that. If you had...
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I have a hard time with hero coins just prolonging the death because that kind of takes away the sting a little bit. I would allow re-rolls for an Eniram's final death roll.
Yeah, not high. 15 is pretty high, so.
And you got to get a natural 20 on a miracle.
Yeah, dirty 20. Yep.
Dirty 20s don't count. Okay, but that brings us to Ogbang.
Okay. So my whole point of coming here, I see like Snark jumping down. I was like, wait, we were supposed to distract. What's your plan? Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna do what I was trying to do, just to see if I can lure it out.
Agnars do like dying things.
I know. Yeah. Dude. Dying things. So. And the other things were stone golems that he had that were dissipated. So that's
So they're gone.
I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can throw the rope again and see if I can get it close to him or lasso it around him somehow. I mean, I would assume I've been using ropes for. I could do some cool tricks. Maybe I can get it to just get him.
Yep.
Just gonna try. So 5, 7. And that would be. Oh, sorry. What was the target for that?
The 12.
What
So,
was
yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I somehow magically lasso it around him. And I wrap the rope around him, and I'm going to see if I could. Can I pull him this turn, or what can we do with the rope around him?
I'm going to give you a hard strength check to stay in place. If you fail this check, you're going to get pulled in his thrashing to him.
I have 1 HP. Okay.
So you've now latched onto this monster who's thrashing about, and if you're not strong enough to stay in place, yeah, it's going to pull you.
But no, I was trying to get that on Eniram.
Oh, okay.
I lassoed the creature, is what you're saying.
He's trying to lasso my body so they can pull my body away.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to pull him away from
So, we will just leave it as a normal.
Okay.
The rules still apply. Fail, pulled in. Succeed, his body comes out.
Jesus, going for it. That's plus strength. That's plus strength. I'll use my hero point. So I'll add to that, correct? A D12.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Yikes.
How much did you miss? How much did you miss it by?
Not much. It was 7, 8, 9. What's it? We were looking at 12, so like 3.
Can I throw my hero coin in there?
Oh,
you
I gotta
want.
reload. It kicked me out. Let me get back in. There we go.
Yeah, if you want to use your hero coin for that.
Sorry, 9.
Yay.
Okay. He's out.
Things go sideways when somebody goes down, for sure.
Okay.
I wasted my. Okay.
Alright, so my corpse is pulled away from the Agnar.
Yes.
Alright.
All right. That
Does
brings
him
us-
like just be dragging him and his head hitting the rocks wake him up a little bit? Is
No,
that...
unfortunately, just gives him a headache.
Hey,
But if he does pull him to my current location, I'd like to go. Don't die on me, dwarf.
Okay. Well, he's pretty close between you and Ash. So if you guys want to stay where you're at and try to revive him, you can use that as your action. So Ash, it's for you first.
All right, I'm definitely gonna try to revive him. We've got +1 wisdom, so here goes.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well done. Well done.
So he has 1 hit point.
Can I feed him a mushroom to give him 2?
Yeah, that's fine. You can use free action.
All right. Gorka Morka provides.
It does.
All right, perfect. Take a hero coin for that.
All right, I could use one of those.
All right, and Snark comes to you.
Okay. Well, since my whole goal was to come down and save Eniram, and since he is now saved, I am looking at that Agnar on the other side of that dry riverbed, and I am hightailing it back to kind of over here-ish, and I will.
It's not orky, but I allow it.
And I will charge my ring.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. And this guy comes
And
in.
another 2.
Nice. Okay, this guy comes in and starts thrashing about. He is going to deal 6 damage to each of you, unless you can do a dex save.
That looks like a success to me.
Mm.
So is that 3 damage then?
Yes, 3 damage.
Okay.
So am I unconscious again?
Yep. Okay. And then he's going to jump on Eniram. Sorry, Eniram, this is just He likes dying things. He's going to try to tear you apart for another 11.
Alright, so I need to roll my death timer again.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Dang it. I was hoping I would get away at least one round to get some temporary hit points back. Alright. Ogbane's back to you, huh?
Yep, Ogbang.
All right. It's a wild idea, but I'm not sure what else we can do here. So I was trying to save this. I'm going to take out my Crown of Madness. I'm going to cover it in sticky tar. And I'm going to throw it on one of these. I'm aiming for those little bones or whatever these things are sticking out the top of its head. Oh, wait, no, I don't have to do that. I'm sorry. I put on the Crown of Madness. I target the Agnar.
Okay.
As a GM, you decide it has to take a random action.
Okay.
I don't know what that
Crown of Madness is you put it on, you have to take a random action.
is. It? I thought it was the other way around.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
it's you take a random action.
oh,
Sorry to jump in.
That's
oh,
no
then I
fun.
will throw it. Then I'll throw it on it. Yeah, that's what I. Okay, let's do that. So I want to throw it on top of this thing's head with the
Okay.
sticky tar, so it's in the top of it.
Okay. Let's see, and I've got to find. I'll see where that is.
Yeah, it says item, make a target, take a random action, GM's roll.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It says make a target. So who's making the? Like, yeah, am I wearing it, or does it have to wear it? I thought I had to wear it, and I was like sending out a mental command to it.
Let's just do that.
Okay,
Make it easy.
so
He's going to don the crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing.
Okay. And then, okay, we're going to do completely random for this.
I make the sign of the shroom.
Okay, so his action is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to do a spin thrash,
Oh God.
and he's going to focus on. He's going to try either Eniram, Ogbang, Ash Heap, or Snark. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ogbang, he's going to try to come at
Makes
you.
sense. Hopefully, I'm high enough that it's got to really jump for it.
Okay, yep, he's going to slam into the wall.
Okay.
Okay, I need you to make a dex save or fall down.
Okay. Now I'm wearing a pair of boot crampons. I got iron spikes,
Yep.
extreme rope,
It's
grappling
easy.
hooks.
It's easy. So
Yes.
as long as you don't roll a 1.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
That's +7.
All right. So that's his action.
All right. I got him now, boys.
All right. That brings us to Ash Heap.
It's a little. Ah. Make it.
Okay, Ash Heap. The glyph is gone.
Sorry.
He's exposed. He's completely distracted.
Let me try to revive an Eniram. Or
Okay.
stabilize him.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a.
19.
Okay, you're back up to 1.
Alright.
Perfect.
All right.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
It's all good. Okay, excellent. So you moved over there and revived him. Okay, Snark.
I'm going to climb the face and 4D arcane missile.
Okay. Give me a cast.
Oh, come on.
Nice.
Yep. There you go. All
Okay,
right,
deal
listen.
damage.
Big money, big money. 5, 8, 11, 20 points.
Yes.
And with that magic, his flesh falls off his bones crumble, and he's left in a charred circle of magical energy as the Agnar is burnt to a crisp.
Hell.
Hooray!
Okay. So you guys, because this wasn't over, we're gonna do a little bit of hand waving to kind of pass forward. So you guys kind of meet back up. You get the information that you need from Hierarch, get back to Verkin to explain where that's at, and then you're able to use the capsules to bring you back to the keep together, and eventually you rest from your weary travels as adventurers, surviving the Agnar with the information in hand.